Ladies and gentlemen, the portal has turned red, which obviously means that there is a 2x event on Primal Shards for Mythical Champ. Oh wait, there isn't! There is not a 2x chance. We're still at a 0.5% chance to get a Mythical Champion, even though the portal is red for some reason. However, inside the Summon Rush event, you can see that we are getting 2x points for Ancient Shards for some reason. I'm not entirely sure what exactly Plarium is plotting with this particular summoning event, but we're going to be opening on it anyways. I obviously need to get the rare champion for the fusion, and I have been a bit of a lazy Lucy, and I have skipped all of the Dungeon Divers events so far because I can't be bothered to spend like 4,000 energy on every single one, which is a bit annoying. So I do have to get myself that epic champion as well if I want to continue the fusion. So essentially, I'm going to be pulling all of my Primal Shards. I'm going to be pulling probably at least 10 of my Ancient Shards, and then I'm going to do the remaining in Sacred Shards. Now, I will actually go ahead and do something that I highly recommend against anyone else doing. I'm going to go ahead and buy 3 more Ancient Shards so that we can get a nice, even 20 pull. Now, we do have targeted boosts on Hansel as well, which would be pretty nice to get the Companion Champion with the Fusion, of course. He does look to be the better of the two anyways. And then we do have some progressive chances for these particular champions. I've already looked through this and I've decided what I want to do. Excuse me, what I want to do for the legendary is Wallmaster Arthurian. If you're not familiar with him, he has the increased attack, increased accuracy, and increased speed, and then an extra turn into an AoE HP, max HP nuke, along with the decreased attack and block buffs. Pretty good for the Hydra, of course. I could also go for Cupidus because I do have Venus, so that might actually be interesting as well. You know what? I think I'll actually do Cupidus instead. And then for the epics, I think maybe we'll do probably Dahlia. I'm kind of curious if I can get some... or that's not Dahlia, that's Lady Quillen. I was thinking of the wrong game, I believe. So we're going to start with our 20 Ancient Shards here and see if we get anything good. Excuse the coughing today. Now, there's no 2x or anything like that on Ancients, so I'd be surprised if we get anything good. Now, what's very annoying about this is I'll just sit here going about my life and I don't cough like a single time. And then as soon as I try to do a video or as soon as I'm at work talking to somebody, my body's like, hey, you know what? We got to cough without limit. We get 2 epics there back to back at the end, which is marginally annoying because obviously those could have been a legendary or something like that, but we'll go ahead and we'll do a 10 pull on our Primal Shards here, obviously expecting at least... Oh, we got a legendary! Okay, what do we get? We get Narma the Returned. As far as I know, she's not actually that good of a champion from everything I've heard. I was going to say I expect at least 5 of these to be mythical champions, but I have a feeling that's not going to happen. That being said, though, we do get pretty good rates on epics. Now, I must say I'm not very familiar with Narma. What does she actually do? Attacks one enemy, 100% chance of 3 poisons, and a poison sensitivity for 3 turns on a 4-turn cooldown? That's a bit odd. 75% chance of decreased attack for 3 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. Also heals everybody by 15% of her max HP. Heal increases by 2% for each poison on the target. And then A1 has a 60% chance of increasing the duration of 3 random debuffs on the target for 1 turn. That is honestly a terrible fucking kit. That is horrendous. I am not going to use that champion. That is... What the fuck? There are epic champions that do that, if not better. That is absolutely insane. We did get Gaelic, which is quite nice as well. I want to do a video on him at some point here in the future. Siege Hulk, Lodric, Allure, and Mistrider are all going to be empowerment options for me as well. We have Acrixia as well as... Inquisitor for the boosts on the Voids, which is kind of tempting as well because I would like another Inquisitor, and then of course I would like an Acrixia as well. So now we get 500 points per Sacred Shard. So let's go ahead and do some math here. We're currently sitting at 2,800 and we need 5,400, so we'll do 5,400 minus 2,800. That's going to give us 2,600, which divided by 5 means we need to get roughly 5.2 Sacreds opened. So... that being said, I think we'll go ahead and maybe do a couple of pulls here on the Void Shards. Certainly not going to do a 10 pull of them, I don't think. But I'll pull, let's say 5 of them or 6 of them, just so we get down to 15, and then we can go ahead and pull our 5 Sacred Shards as well. I am curious, let me know if you guys are pulling on this particular event, or if you're waiting for something a little bit better. It is overall very disappointing. that the only real boost was to the primal shards, and they didn't even boost the rate of mythical drops. That seems a little bit scummy to me, to say the least, but maybe I'm alone on that, who knows. Although I think right now we're probably at the lowest sentiment the game has ever had in terms of like how much players are enjoying it, from everything I see online at least. Everybody seems to be not having too good of a time right now, which is a bit of a shame. So we're going to go ahead and go with Cupidus again, and then I am going to go with Lady Quillen once again, and we're going to pull until we're at 6 shards, which means we'll have pulled 5, and I don't really expect to get anything too good, just because it hasn't been that long since I pulled a legendary from my sacred shards. So Urticata is an interesting champion. I haven't really used her before, but I might have to start. I do have a fairly good awakening on her. People seem to think she's good in the clan boss, which is interesting. So chance of placing a poison whenever they're under a hex, which is pretty cool, especially considering how relevant the hex is in Hydra. But the shame is that we don't really use any sort of poison champions in Hydra. There's Lady Quillen. We can get some empowerments on her now. I do want to build her out and do a showcase at some point. She doesn't seem like too bad of a champion. We get Maruka coming in as well. This is the last shard here, ladies and gentlemen, that we will be pulling. It's going to be another epic champion, unfortunately. We have Claude Breastfeeder, which isn't terrible. Now, that being said, though, the shard openings are absolutely terrible. Let's go ahead, though, and just check and make sure in the event that we have everything we need. There we go. We actually pulled a little bit too much, and we ended up getting a legendary skill tome as well. That is perfectly okay, though. I'm not going to complain about that too much. Now, if you are really wanting to give Plarium the big bucks, you could push a little bit further and get yourself the Feast, the Mythical Skill Tome, all that sort of stuff. I don't think I will be. I'm going to be taking this energy and throwing it into the Fire Knight here momentarily, so that's what I'll be doing with that. We do have some other tournaments going on as well, so of course the Classic Arena. Champion training I'm almost complete as well. Now, I was actually hoping to pull something good during my shard opening so that I could throw a little bit of, training points into them, but that's not going to happen, unfortunately. So probably just going to push to get myself that particular reward there, and then that'll be about it. Now, all this being said, I am curious if you guys still go for the epics inside these Summon Rush events, or if you just save your resources a little bit, and if you more so just go for the dungeon divers and those sorts of things. I know I'm definitely in a bit of a privileged position where I'm hitting, Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss and those sorts of things that gives me the access to a lot more sacred shards than certain players. That being said, though, I have not spent on this game in probably like 6-8 months now at this point, so close to a year I've been free to play. So all these shards are essentially stuff that I've just acquired while doing my free to play activities. And another big update too for the channel is I'm almost complete the Grand Hall, or Great Hall rather. I only need to max out the attack for my Spirit and my Magic Affinity champions, so that's going to be pretty cool. And then I can finally progress into starting to open these chests daily as well, which will be pretty cool. Although the gear sets that are in here certainly have been power crept, but it's still going to be nice to get some of the charms and everything like that too. That being said, as I mentioned a few times throughout the videos, I am pushing for 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We've crossed the 1,700 threshold, which is absolutely fantastic. All of your support is very much appreciated, and if you can find it in your heart to hit that subscribe button, it would mean the world to me. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.